Now, friends, our first story today comes from Ratlam. It is from the year 2025. The Ratlam village is called Kuan Jog. Bablu, or Sanjay Maida, 40, belonged to Kunjang village in Madhya Pradesh, Ratlam. Only his wife Geeta and elderly parents lived here. Bablu himself lived with his second wife called Rani in the nearby village Titari, where he worked as a watchman in a bungalow. Bablu was 20 years older than Rani. He met Rani about a year ago. He fell in love with her the moment he saw her. Although he was married, he took Rani as his second wife and kept her with him. Geeta objected to her husband marrying a second time, but in time, Sanjay won her over. Please Geeta not to get upset. He once used to go to Kwanjagar for 2-3 nights every month to spend time with Geeta. He would even speak on the 21st of January. With this thought, he left Rani and Titri and came to Geeta. Bablu was in the outer room with his father. In the meantime, Geeta called his mother from the inner room. Mother said, "Get up. You talk to Babuji, I will make roti for you." His mother's statement was hammer on Sanjay's mind. It could also mean the roti is going to be baked by mother, meaning Geeta does not need to prepare food these days. Geeta is menstruating, and she won't even allow Bablu to sleep with her in the bed. With this knowledge, Bablu's head began to spin. Since morning he was bitched with the bug of sex. That was his reason behind going to Geeta, because Geeta might not be as young as Rani was, but Geeta knew better how to please her husband than Rani did. Now Bablu realized why Geeta had told him the moment he arrived that you are coming at the wrong time. Have you come? Geeta also knew that every time Bablu returns to the village, she gets sex from him multiple times a day. So when Bablu learned about Geeta's menstrual cycle, he immediately took the plunge and told his father that I was on my way back from another village to T3. So I thought that I should meet you people for 1 hour or half an hour. Now I have to go back to T3, as I have gone to some other village for my boss's work, so I have to return back there in the night. Father interrupted that outgoing early in the morning was a lot of, but sex was Bablu's head, so if Geeta can't satisfy him, so what? With his second wife Rani at T3, he could love her and sleep well. Neglecting requests of his parents and wife, Bablu did not listen, and after having food, he left for T3 around 1 o'clock in the night. Bablu was aware that Rani was able to have sex without consuming any alcohol. He does not like to make it, so he bought bottle of country liquor on the way, by paying more price from the sleeping watchman on the shop, and he got a bood to his own house, but he was stunned to see his wife Rani sitting in the lap of the pickup worker. Parat Babhor was a resident of Jaitmadi village. He worked on a loading pickup, and often used to bring her oods to the bungalow that Bablu knew Bharat on the door, on which Bablu was a person of the house of the bungalow house, and was sitting in the bungalow house on a loading pickup, and often used to bring her goods to the bungalow that Bablu knew Bharat. Once Bablu peeked in the door, once Bablu was naked like Rani, and Rani was sitting in Bharat's lap and was taking his mind was spinning. Rani, whom he left his first wife Geeta for, was unashamedly sleeping with another man. Angry Bablu gave a call to his relatives and told them to reach to his house. Meanwhile, his aunt's son Dinesh Parmar from Julwania, and Sunil from Kolavakedi, and finally, Ishwar and Rahul Titri also arrived there. All three of them got to know about Rani's act from Bablu, and how she was having fun sitting on her lover's lap. Bablu told them that he did not want to let both survive, so he had called them all. All agreed to help Bablu in this work, but just then a sound came from outside the house, which made Rani shocked. She got down from her lover's lap and walked near the window and looked outside. She saw her husband with a few friends, 3 to 4, then she knew what was next. So she locked the door from inside, but Bablu could not me. The door was locked, but Bharat did not have a way to get out of the house. Bharat was trapped. So Bablu and his companions began to drill the wall beside the door and break it, when Rani did not open the door after knocking it. Rani and Bharat could see death standing in front of them, but then Rani said, "Now we have to die anyway, then why we should leave our meeting incomplete?" By saying this, she hugged Bharat and started loving him. Bharat was scared initially, but then started supporting Rani as well. As Bablu and his friends broke the wall and opened the door latch from inside, Rani and Bharat had already taken their loving time. They put on their clothing and prepared to take flight. As soon as Bablu arrived along with his companions, Bharat and Rani attempted to flee, but all four were able to catch them. After this, all the four fled from the spot, battered Bharat with sticks and iron rods. Ronnie fled from the place, seeing the opportunity when he became unconscious. Then they all sat and drank alcohol together. Then, before dawn, Bablu and his friend Dinesh Parmar set out on his motorcycle with Bharat sitting between them and took him to Canary Village. They left Bharat unconscious at the place near the high school and left his motorcycle there and went back to Tithi. On receiving the news about a dead body of young man lying at Canary, early in the morning, in-charge TI of Ratlam's DD Nagar police station Ravindra Dandosha hurried to Canary. He also made his way to the spot as soon as he got the news. The dead body belonged to Bharat Bor, who lived in Jayat Madi. SP Amit Kumar then constituted a team of DD Nagar TI to investigate the case under the guidance of ASP Rajesh Kaka and CSP Satyendra Ganaur. It became known shortly thereafter that Bharat was in love with Rani, wife of Tatari resident Bablu, and Rani also had disappeared from home from the day of the incident. When the police investigated in this direction, they found a suspect named Sunil, son of Ramlal Ganwa, resident of Kolwa Kedi. He told the story from that night in its entirety. After this, the police presented him in the court and then sent to jail, while the search for the remaining accused is still in progress. The second story today comes from Noida in Delhi's neighborhood. Now, this is from 2018. There is one area in Noida named Koda. There is a colony, Vandana Enclave, on the 12th of June, 2018, at about 11 p.m. At this time, the majority of the people were preparing to go to sleep in their rooms when a strong odor was perceived by some people. Some tenants emerged from their rooms to see what the stench was about. Simultaneously, a young man was spotted coming down the staircase from the 4th floor, dragging a heavy brown trolley bag. The residents there knew only this little information about that young man, that he was residing on the top floor, but no one knew the name of this young man. Wherever he was going with the trolley bag, there was foul scent lingering. People were beginning to suspect what was inside that bag that was producing such a horrid odor. It aroused their suspicion when he waved off some of them who asked about it instead of answering. The odor grew stronger, and they went down to the ground floor. In fact, a strange odor had been wafting from that house for the past couple of days. Most tenants had attempted to learn about it, but found nothing. So now, looking at trolley bag, they realized that the odor was from that bag. The young man moved towards the red car after getting to ground level. Then people informed the caretaker of the house, Radhe Mohan Tripathi. Radhe Mohan Tripathi reached near the young man and identified him. It was Shivam Verdi, a tenant on the 4th floor. Radhe Mohan interrogating Shivam about the bag, but he failed to come up with any convincing reply. On this, Radhe Mohan stopped him from entering the vehicle and called the Noida Police Control Room. The tenants that had come down stood in front of the red car so he could take the car there. Shivam was seated in the car with the trolley bag before he could even get out of the car. He honked the horn and signaled the people in front to move, but they didn't move. There was nervousness on Shivam's face. Seeing that so many were after him, Shivam got out of the car, locked it, and fled on foot. Everyone ran behind him, but no one was able to catch him. Later, Show of Koda Police Station Dharmendra Kumar reached the spot. He was told about the entire incident by people. When he got there, he examined the car. The doors of the car are closed, but still which scent was coming out of the car. He also directed the accompanying staff to smash the car's glass and pull the trolley bag out. When the policeman broke the glass of the car and pulled out the trolley bag, a very strong smell was oozing out of it. The SHO opened the bag, but his suspicion was dispelled. Truth, it was proved that the corpse of a girl was laying in the bag. The corpse was in a very sorry state. Seeing the dead body, it was told that the dead body belongs to Shivam's wife, Jyoti. Jyoti had been missing for several days. During the inspection of the dead body, Show Dharmendra Kumar observed the signs of wounds on it. What he did was that he called the senior officers as soon as possible and told them about the matter, and after necessary action, sent the dead body for post-mortem. He also took the possession of the red Swift car. When the police interrogated the caretaker of the house, a man called Radhe Mohan Tripathi, he said Shivam was a resident of Ludhiana, Punjab, and was living here with his wife Jyoti for the past 8 months. Accompanied by the caretaker, the SHO went to the fourth-floor room of Shivam. The room was locked. The police forcibly opened the lock and entered the room, and found that the floor was cleaned thoroughly. Searching the room, the police also found some papers, one of them with the address and phone number of Jyoti's brother. The station in charge of the police called Jyoti's brother and told him that his sister was in trouble, and asked him to come to Kota police station in Noida immediately. The police team sealed the room and returned to the police station. The next day at Noida's bus stand and metro station, based on Shivam's description, he was searched, but Shivam was not found anywhere. The only thing the police station in charge was eyeing for was the arrival of Jyoti's brother, because whatever further procedures had to be done were to be done only after that. On the night of the 12th of June 2018, Jyoti's brother Lodi Singh Verma arrived at Kota police station. Security of the Shivkel in charge first kept in hospital and showed him the dead body. As the dead body was kept, Lodi Singh started crying and identified the corpse as that of his younger sister Jyoti. Police lodged a murder case on a complaint by Lodi Singh. During questioning, Lodi Singh told police his sister had come to Noida from Ludhiana in October last year and claimed she had got a job in a salon in Delhi. She had informed her family about her good salary, and since Jyoti was an intelligent girl, no one objected to her traveling to Delhi. Once she received the job, she told them she was living in a rented room in Delhi with her friend. She even used to call her home every day after coming to Noida and provide information about herself. No family member came to see her till the time she was here. After this incident, Lodi Singh got to know that his sister Jyoti had not gone to stay with her friend but with Shivam. After speaking to Lodi Singh, the police station in charge decided to call the informers to trace the absconding Shivam. On the night of the 13th of June 2018, a few men from Kota spotted Shivam near Labour Chowk in Noida. He was likely waiting for a car. When he told them to call the police, they caught him and called the Kota cops instead. Hearing the news of Shivam being caught, station in charge Dharmendra Kumar immediately reached Labour Chowk with the police team, where some people were standing holding Shivam. Vyasa was taken into custody, brought to the police station, and interrogated about the murder of his wife Jyoti. According to Shivam, he killed Jyoti, but she herself committed suicide. Shivam said that on the night of the 9th of June, Jyoti got angry at him when he returned home after drinking alcohol. There was a sudden argument between the two, and Jyoti went into the bathroom and hanged herself out of anger. After getting sober around midnight, she made a search for Jyoti. When he entered the bathroom, he found Jyoti's body swinging from the noose. Upon seeing this, he became frightened, and in the fear of fleeing from the police, he hid the body in the room. He left the body concealed there for 2 days. They surrounded him when he was about to dispose of the body, and he was unable to. Shivam was constantly avoiding the eyes of police officer while said all this, which made police officer not believe on his words. Mainkaro, and finally told the strict interrogators that he just killed Jyoti, after which he broke down. Then came the killing Jyoti reason. Shivam was 36 and lived with his parents in Fatehpur Awana Rajguru Nagar of Ludhiana. Shivam came from an educated family. In his family there are 2 brothers and parents. While one brother is a doctor, the other brother is a college teacher at Ludhiana. He was raised by his father, who worked a factory job. Shivam's first fear of marriage was the day he passed by a salon in Ludhiana 2 years ago to Jyoti. Jyoti was also employed at the same salon. Shivam was attracted to her beauty as soon as he saw her for the first time. Jyoti was very physically attracted to one another. They started chatting, after which they started meeting. Slowly they got very close to each other, and they fell in love with each other. 2 years passed by. At the same time, Shivam too has completed his BCA Bachelor of Computer Application course from reputed institute in Ludhiana. He was also searching for a job, wanted to make his own life and marry Jyoti as soon as possible. Jyoti's father had passed away a few years ago. He was born into a family consisting of 2 elder brothers, Dharmendra Singh Verma, Lodi Singh Verma, and 5 sisters. She was the youngest of them all. Neither one thought that any family member would stand in the way of their marriage, or both of them were treading very carefully. For many years, in fact, even their family members had no clue about their affair. One day, when both of them met, Shivam narrated Jyoti that he is going to Delhi for search of a job, and he will call her to Delhi as soon as he got a job. Once Shivam arrived in Noida, he was placed in the customer care department of the company. He called Jyoti after 6 months and called her to him. Jyoti, 17, arrived in Noida in October. Both of them rented a one-room set in Vandana enclave of Kota Colony and started living in a live-in relationship. Shivam, here, referred to Jyoti as his wife. Jihai decided to stay in Delhi, and after few days, she got a job as beautician in Vasundhara enclave of Ghaziabad. There, with the work, they did not have stress in their life. Both were happy. Jyoti and Shivam were very good for the first 3-4 months, but then the issues began. Jyoti began delaying the marriage talk between her and Shivam, which made Shivam felt uneasy. Apart from this, the salary of both was also different. Shivam earned Rs. 14,000, while Jyoti was paid Rs. 000. Then, in April, Jyoti started coming home late. Shivam was having a thought that Jyoti has met some other boy, and she wants to leave him. To get rid of this doubt, Shivam started checking Jyoti's mobile every day. When Shivam saw him checking Jyoti's mobile, Jyoti also snatched his mobile and restrained him from doing so. It had increased Shivam's doubts, and both started fighting frequently. Now Shivam was fully supported to roast Jyoti. She must be getting out with some other guy. Shivam had consumed alcohol on the night of the 9th of June 2018. Then he thought that he might snatch Jyoti's mobile and get to her. Is she really going on a date with someone, or is this something else? He kept blacking out from pain, from consciousness, and these questions stuck in his mind. His condition deteriorated after Jyoti's death. He kept the corpse locked in a trolley bag for 3 days, and he couldn't imagine any way to kill him. As per investigation, on the 12th of June, he booked a self-drive Swift car from Laxminagar in Delhi and parked it outside a house in Vandana enclave. The reason for getting caught with a 2-wheeler trolley bag filled with cash worth 13 crore hair glamour in Kota was that all the cash trapped when he opened the trolley bag in the car. On the 14th of June 2018, the accused Shivam Virdi was produced in the court and was sent to jail in judicial custody. Let us know what you think in the comments below. When a person treads down the path of greed, deceit, or lies, then the end result is always disastrous. And for that unnecessary doubt, it can be dangerous. It can kill. We often feel guilty for doubting someone without proper information or evidence. These decisions can also take a wrong turn, leading one to tragic events. When the doubt crosses the limit, it becomes difficult for the man, and he becomes a prisoner of his own mind, and without thinking, takes such steps which he regrets for entire life. So, in any case, do not make decisions in a hurry, and try to understand everything in a cool way. Besides this, no one can evade the law is also an acceptable thing. Agreed that if someone does something wrong, one day, the truth will come in front of all. Being a criminal always means that you end up in ruin.